crime. Now, the butchering of a 15-year-old boy in the full glare of his two siblings, allegedly by Herdsman at Nhyiaeso, is said to have left residents shocked and terrified. 3 herdsmen were subsequently arrested in a search by the village folk after the attack in the small farming community in the Asante North municipality of the Ashanti region and handed over to the police. Erastus Sasarodonku, who has been following the story, will shortly bring us an update on the investigations. But let's first bring you his report on the incident and calls by the community for government to intervene to prevent a resurgence of an age-old conflict with the herdsmen.
The Association of Farmers in Mami Krobo in the Kweu-Afram Plains is sending a strong signal to government to remove all Fulani herdsmen from their land. Chairman of the association, Frederick Nali, said they can no longer bear the cost of living with the herdsmen. They want them removed within 1 week or they will take action.
This association have met today to express our disgust and disappointment at the destructive activities of Fulani herdsmen and their cattle on our farms. For the past 30 years, we have observed with much displeasure an annual occurrence of Fulani herding their cattle to ravage our farms and waste our farm produce. We have reached the limits of our patience and we cannot take it anymore. In response to the continual clashes between farmers and herdsmen, especially during the dry season, fodder banks were created at Agogo and Wawasi near Eche Amonfrom. The fodder banks having been created, we heaved a sigh of relief because we thought cattle that were ravaging our farms would be kept in the fodder banks to put an end to the annual occurrences. But disappointingly, the fodder banks...
Nhyiaeso is a farming community with a long history of herdsmen cattle invasion of farms. But Monday's butchering of 15-year-old David Anaria has shocked the entire community. What was supposed to be a daily chore of fetching water with their elderly sibling turned bloody. So this is the water source for both the grazing cattle for the Fulani herdsmen and farmers who farm around this area. Now this is where the crime was allegedly committed. I have here the 2 children who have come back to the scene to pick their footwear, and they're going to tell us what actually happened.
No, was
And he points to that tree over there. So at the point where he was about to, carry the gallon of water, which is still lying here, he said that the herdsman got up from his seat from there again and came back here. This time he drew his machete and came towards him. At this point, his brother was begging him to forgive him if he has done anything wrong. At this point, the herdsman was butchering the boy, and he says that he was shouting that people should come and rescue him. So he tells me that they ran, and at a point in time, he told his brother that they should part ways so that they will not be caught. And so he took another 10 and the brother took another 10. He went home to tell his people. Their father, Anaria, is distraught.
The way I've suffered to raise this boy. He was supposed to write his final exams next year. The law should deal with these Fulani people.
The killing is raising fears of the return of herdsmen to the area.
In fact, not fear alone, panic. Panic, because you see, all people, all the people here, we are all farmers. This time we are gathering our crops, and they will come destroying them. Destroying them, even if you tell about it, don't do all. What is this? And then if we don't calm down, trouble. So we fear even today to go to the farm. We don't know whether they have been hiding over there.
School has reopened, but who will send his child to come? How do you know if the child will come back safely? We were expecting the police and military to be here today to offer protection and to drive these people away so we can go back to our normal duties.
Police have since been visiting communities urging calm. Inspector Bodi was seen addressing the community.
Munyama police, dia muwobia, mo free say ha mobiano, dia fulani ni bia ye mobia, dia konkomani ayo bibia, yeselamo.
Please, we urge you to send your grievances to the police. Don't take the law into your own hands.
Meanwhile, 3 suspects arrested in connection with the killing are receiving treatment at the Agogo hospital after a near-lynching incident. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaredonko, Nhyiaeso, Asante North, Ashanti region.
And Erastus joins us with the very latest on the investigations and what could possibly be the motive for the attack. Hello, Erastus. Now, has the community been able to assign any motive for the butchering of the 15-year-old right in front of his siblings? It sounds like the perpetrator intended to make a point.
Yes, your guess is as good as mine. The community is shocked to the bone. In fact, there have been tension between the farmers in this village and the nomadic herdsmen, but then there has never been, has not got to the extent where somebody will kill somebody in that particular community. And so they cannot, fathom why anybody at all. And they think that these are children. They cannot drive away your cattle. They cannot kill them. They cannot insult you. So even if you have a problem, do you go ahead butchering children? And that is the shocker and the thing that people within the community have been pondering over since we got there.
Now, what's the fate of the people who were arrested by the village folk and handed over to the police?
So these are 3 suspects arrested by the community, I think about 20 minutes after the incident. According to them, they were within the crime scene and they arrested them. They were nearly lynched because of the anger that existed at that particular moment, but they handed them over to the Agogo police. They sent them straight to the Agogo Presbyterian Hospital. They are now responding to treatment, and hopefully today they will be discharged and handed over to the police for full investigations to begin.
Mi manko bush, mi firo, mi kita kwan no yakase. Kita kwan, me fa ni krom kra, wa tam na modi mi ko ho no krom no. Amanfo bisa we say we dey enye sisi ana obechom. Enye sisi awe for na omuchom sia.
Mi de mi obusi no mi di na nchechi ma ho koronfo obi oba o mato mi ho. Umusi mi mbira na mi ba pe omu bo mi to ba ko ma nyami ma jani na o ma time na o ma ko chimi. Na omu di ba mi kuro. Na umusi obi wa ko obi. Mi de mi si mi ni mu chiri me obusi mi de mi di na nche mi pamu na nche na mi ko busi. Amanfo umusi mi mbira na mi ba o ma chimi. Busi no. Mi de mi ni de mi kasi na nche ni na ko sa mu afo enti na omu fere mi ba. Mi de mi ni na mi ba o ma kiri o ma burum sa
la andura anano boy no mfire yinanda na waba Nhyiaeso no waba ha opensionu waba ha krom no Nhyiaeso no ma hono boy no waba ha boy no bechicher no be burno sa mede minim
boy na omukunu hono uni mo bibia
ya kasran se opensionu na waba Nhyiaeso no ma kasran se ma hono bon waba bechicher no be burno kasran se ade kasran se be komno boy ba kono minim.
Right, so Erastus, the three people you've spoken with, the suspects who are currently in hospital, they've been essentially saying that they're innocent as far as the murders, the butchering of the boys.
Well, yes, Israel. Yes, the suspects are all giving various forms of alibi where they were at that particular moment. They say, yes, they were close to the scene, they were close to the water source, but they do not know anything about the butchering of the boy. And you heard the last person who was speaking there. He was arrested very close to the crime scene. He says that, yes, he was there tending to the head of cattle, but he doesn't know anything about the butchering of the boy. And so that is what they have all been saying. But the people are expecting that the police will conduct a parade, an identification parade for the two survivors, the kids, to identify the three of them and find out who actually did the butchery.
Now, I want you to once again take us through how the circumstances under which these three were arrested by the village folk again.
So this water source is close to the farms of the people. So they share the water source with the cattle. Now, the three boys went in there to fetch water, and where they met this herdsman who, I don't know how it happened, but he got angry, told them that he was going to kill them, and indeed, he did kill the boy. Now, the two little boys decided to run home, and they told themselves that they should each take different routes so they are not caught. And that's how come back to the nearby village, and they told the people of what has happened. So they also masked up, came up, and then searched the area because they felt that since they were tending to cattle, they would not be going far. And indeed, they arrested all three of them within that particular enclave.
All right. Thank you very much, Erastus Sasaradongo, for bringing us that update on that incident or that tragic loss of life there at Asante Achim.